Nmap is a powerful network scanning tool that is widely used for network discovery and security auditing. It can be used to discover devices running on a network and to identify open ports and services that those devices are running. Now, the most basic Nmap scan is performed with the command nmap and then your target IP. So we'll do nmap 10.02.17. So we're going to specify the Windows 7 machine that we have up and running. This will scan the host at this IP 2.17. And then we just hit enter and then it'll do its thing. So we see scan report for 10.02.17. Host is up, not shown. So it's not showing us 992 ports because those are closed. And then these are all the open ports listed over here: 135, 139, 445, and so on. And then the state of the port open. So these are all open. And then the service running for each port. So MSRPC, NetBIOS, SSN, Microsoft DS, and then unknown for the rest. It also gives you the MAC address, so it's saying that our vendor is Oracle VirtualBox, Virtual NIC, so Virtual Network Interface Card, and then Nmap done, one IP address, one host scanned in 1.48 seconds. Now, if we wanted to scan the entire subnet, we'll just do Nmap 10.02.0/24. The .2.0 is going to be the network address, so this will be the address of the network segment that we're going to scan, and then a /24. Hit enter, and then we'll go ahead and let this run. And of course, if you hit enter, that'll show you how much time you have remaining. Usually this is accurate, but sometimes if it takes a little bit longer, it'll increment and take a little bit longer than it should. So for the sake of time, let's go ahead and just scan the Windows 7 and the Metasploitable machine. So how are we going to do that? We'll create a new file, so we can just do, let's say, nano targets. We'll just put IP 10.02.17 for the Windows 7 and then 10.02.18 for the Metasploitable 2 machine. So hit Control X, save that. Make sure you use sudo when you're running this command, nano targets or nano whatever file name you want to specify. Because if you don't, it requires a sudo or root privileges. If you don't specify it, it won't allow you to save the file. So just be wary of that. So we can go ahead and clear that. And then how are we going to scan the target list with Nmap? We'll do nmap-il to input list and then the targets. So just do that, and then it should scan the two IPs. There we go. Our first IP, Windows 7, host is up. Again, we saw this earlier, and then now we see another one. So Nmap scan report for Metasploitable, it pulled this name or domain name from the DNS record under Etsy hosts that we did earlier. We see host is up, not shown, 977 closed TCP ports. So we see 21, 22, telnet of all things, SMTP, domain, HTTP, and etc., etc. So there's quite a few services running on here that shouldn't be, especially X11. So this and VNC. So this is to RDP to the Metasploitable machine. So now we know we could potentially RDP to the machine, especially if we guess the credentials. Now let's say we want to scan the services a little bit more in depth. We'll go ahead, do the target list, input list for our targets, and then we'll do -S_V to scan the services. And then we'll let that run. It may take a few seconds or maybe a few minutes. So it looks a little bit different from the regular Nmap scan. Now we have the service and the version. So the version of the service that was identified. So we see Microsoft Windows RPC, 445, Windows 7-10, work group. It's in the work group. So it's not part of any kind of domain. Scroll down. Now we see the version numbers on the Metasploitable machine. So VSFTPD 2.3.4. Now we can search this up and find a potential vulnerability. So what we can do is we can make note of all these service versions that we found and then just keep note of it. And then we can potentially find exploits or vulnerabilities for this exact version. See what we can find by doing a little bit of Googling and using different tools on the web. So Linux Telnet TD or Linux Telnet D, Postfix, SMTP. So quite a bit of information on here that we could use to potentially find a hole or an entry point onto these systems. Now for operating system, let's say you don't know the OS and you want to figure out what is the operating system of that machine. We can do nmap-O, and then let's just go ahead and specify the Windows 7 machine. We know it's running on Microsoft Windows. Go ahead and hit enter. And then down here on the OS details, it tells us it's a Microsoft Windows 7 Service Pack 0 to Service Pack 1. Could be Windows Server 2008, Windows Server 2008 R2, Windows 8, or Windows 8.1 Update 1. And then there are different ways to find out how to perform an Nmap OS scan. So we could do -- help. And then if we scroll up, we'll go ahead and see the OS detection area. So -- enable OS detection, -- OS scan guess. This will guess the OS a little bit more aggressively. Now, let's say we want to perform a more aggressive scan. So that'll combine service detection, OS detection, and trace route. So we'll use Nmap -A. Again, we'll just specify let's do Metasploitable 2. So 2.18. So this is a type of scan that is a little bit more intrusive and can actually be detected by IDS systems or intrusion detection systems. This will generate quite a few events in the log on this server. So if you have a SOC team in place or security operations center or security analysts, they'll be able to see a lot more data coming from this IP performing a more aggressive scan. As we can see, there's a lot more data that was returned to us. So port 21, FTP, VSFTPD 234, FTP server status, so connected, logged in as FTP. Anonymous FTP login allowed, so we can access the FTP service on Metasploitable 2 just by using anonymous for the username and password field. Or just the username anonymous and then enter and then no password. So you could log in without any credentials. 22 SSH, we see SSH host keys, DSA, RSA. Scrolls down a little bit. You see domain, the ISC bind 942. The web server running on Apache 228. And then it gives you the title of the HTTP server on port 80. So you get quite a plethora of information. This is something you definitely want to save. So we'll have to dig deeper into this. SMB OS discovery, found the domain, local domain, fully qualified domain name, metasploitable.local domain, etc., etc. So let's say you want to scan just a single port. So let's say you're interested in just scanning for port 21. We'll do that by running Nmap -P. P is specifying the port, and then the port you want to scan. So let's just do 21, and then 10.02.18. And then it'll just scan for that single FTP port running on 21. Let's say you want to use a Nmap script. So Nmap comes with a scripting engine called NSE. So Nmap scripting engine. You can use it to run a variety of scripts for more advanced scanning. Let's say you want to use the Nmap scripting engine. You'll want to we'll navigate to this file. So ls-usr or user share Nmap and then scripts. This will show you all the scripts we could potentially use if we wanted to perform a specific script scan against our target. So you see there's quite a few, and you can just pick out whichever one you want. So we'll go ahead and we won't use a script, but actually we'll go ahead and run a script. So we'll do nmap --script equals vuln. That'll do a vulnerability scan against, let's say, our Windows 7 machine. So now we're using the scripting engine to run a vulnerability scan against our Windows 7 machine. Now let's say you want to be a little bit more stealthy, perform a stealthier scan. You can use the send scan option, which will be -S. This will just send TCP send packets to establish if ports are open. So with this, it's going to be less likely to be logged by the target system. So just a simple nmap -S, and then we'll go ahead and specify our Metasploitable 2 machine. And then we'll quickly get a result. Just shows you the open ports on that system. And of course, you can save these scan outputs. So let's say you don't want to copy and paste everything manually. You just want to save it in its own file automatically. We can easily do that. So nmap --help. We'll go to the output side. We'll go find the outputs. So output, you can save it as -O N. So a normal output, OX for XML. -OG for greppable, and then -O capital A, my favorite, it'll save it in every output. So all the outputs. So the normal output, XML, script kiddie or scriptable, and then greppable. So it won't save it in the -S option, but it will save it in the other three. So we can quickly just do Nmap. Let's say we want to do 10.02.17 against our Windows machine, and then -O capital N, and then we'll just put Nmap results. It'll run a scan, do an ls, and then we see Nmap results. So we can just do cat Nmap results for the normal output. But let's say we want to do all outputs. We'll do, you can up arrow, and then we'll do a -O capital A, and then it'll save it in the other format. So just do quick ls, Nmap results, Nmap results.nmap. So it's the Nmap file format, Nmap results XML, and then greppable, which is going to be Gnmap. Now let's say you don't want to use Nmap. Let's say you want to use Zenmap, something a little bit more user-friendly or easier on the eyes. So Zenmap is basically the Nmap front end. It's meant to be useful for advanced users, but also make Nmap easy for beginners. So we can quickly just do an apt install zenmap-kbx, and then this will pull and download Zenmap on our Kali machine. Let that do its thing. Looks like we're almost done. And it looks like we finished, so we can go ahead and clear that real quick. We'll do zenmap-kbx, and that should pop up our GUI. Take a second. Kali machine's being a little bit slow. So now we see we get this nice little GUI. We could do the same thing we did on Nmap earlier. Let's say our target is going to be our Windows 7 machine, so 2.17. We see the Nmap command, so this is going to be the actual command it runs against our Windows 7 machine. So the profile, you can come over here on this drop down and select different scans. So you want to run an intent scan plus UDP, scan the UDP ports, all TCP, no ping, ping scan, quick scan, etc. So we'll just do a ping scan. That'll run a -SN. So that option is going to do a ping scan against our Windows 7 machine. Go ahead and just run scan. And we see we get our results back. So starting Nmap, started it, MAC address, Nmap done. That'll be the Nmap output, ports host, topology. So this is our local host. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. So this is our local host, which is the Kali machine, and then our Windows 7 machine 2.17. Host details, so this is going to give us more detailed information. So the more intensive the scan is, I guess aggressive, the more populated the data will be, and then the more information given to us. So let's say we want to run just a quick scan plus, so service scan -T4. It's going to be a faster scan, OS scan output, F, version light, etc. So go ahead and run scan, starting our Nmap scan. Now we see we get our output. So it does highlight green the ports that we found, the open state, the service, and the version. So now the icon over here changed to that of a Windows icon because it was able to guess the Windows 7 OS by using the -O option in the scan command. Then go to ports host tab. We see the ports open, or the ports that it identified. Go to topology. Now we see that it's red. Host details. Now we have a little bit more details over here. So Windows 7, ports used, OS classes. Over here in our operating system, it shows it as Windows 7, 100% accuracy. And then you can come over here, comments, TCP sequence. You can change that. Scans that you ran, unsaved, and you can save these scans. So that's pretty much a quick intro into Zenmap. Pretty useful tool. I use it sometimes. Some people like to use it. Some people prefer the command interface or command line interface. It's all up to you.